Thank you very much indeed, James. One of the longest maps we've had at the entirety of Flashpoint, followed by one of the shortest. Fnatic, they made a statement in that final map of Vertigo. We were expecting them to take it, but the fact that was MIBR's map pick, very dominant from them.
Certainly wasn't the series that you expected after map one,
No.
but this is why I actually said going into the veto. Like, I know MIBR and people who've watched them earlier in the tournament are going to think Vertigo's their map, they're going to win it. It's like, Fnatic is no joke on that map. In fact, as we saw there, this wasn't even a real game of Counter-Strike for me. Unfortunately, like I said, the psychological carryover for the MIBR players, they looked like they were already out of the tournament, which they aren't. They're now just in the lower bracket, but you could tell they never got off of Overpass. Meanwhile, Fnatic, they were just playing with house money, just doing anything they wanted, and everything worked.
Yeah, it felt like on the first map, MIBR got so many entry kills, found themselves in so many 5-on-4s, and then in this map, they didn't get any entry kills on this half. And of course, Fnatic, they stayed so good late round. They just had no chances, even just in terms of frags, they weren't in this game. So obviously coming off that first map, mentally probably were out of it. And even with this team, you suspect they probably dump a lot of kind of emotional energy into that first game, and then coming into Vertigo, which probably most people would still side that the way of MIBR in this matchup. They just had nothing. And I don't think I've actually seen MIBR crumble like that on T-side before. It feels like in most other games, when they go really far down, they get aggressive, they get faster, KND takes more control. I feel like in that game, they were just getting super passive. They were respecting Fnatic way too much. And from that point, this had no chance.
You nailed it there, mate. What's one win condition? One of the best players in the whole tournament is KNG.
Yep.
This guy was on 3-16 score until almost the end of the whole map. So you can't have that happen. Because actually, Leo had another good game. He was actually getting kills, but everyone else on the team pretty much packed it up already. Yeah,
KNG was, 16-18 by the end of that. 1 for 6 in terms of those opening duels as well. Again, something else you were kind of picking up on.
You only had 6 kills.
Yeah. Sorry, 6 for 18 in terms of frags. Yeah. It's just, it's crazy, isn't it? When you look at that, the form, the peak that we saw of him so much and coming onto that second map. And Leo as well, again. So not somebody that we expected. You were saying, one of your favourite players coming to watch on Vertigo.
Well, even on just Vertigo alone in the group final against Big, KNG was lights out on T-side. He's opening up so many rounds. He's actually destroying Searson in that matchup. And this game, just nothing from him. If I had to guess the reason why, I'm willing to bet that when they were closing up in these kind of psychological situations and there's so much pressure on KNG when you're down rounds on T-side, trying to call yourself out of it, I imagine at that point, it's so hard to just perform mechanically when you've got so much on your mind. So if I had to guess, that was the reason. But if that is the case, I think you have to really criticize Kogu, actually, in this game. There were no pauses when they were going badly on the T side for them. Kogu needs to slow the round down, have his input, say, let's run this set round. We've played this before. We'll just run this out and try and get onto a bomb so I can give ourselves a chance. But no tack pauses, KNG falling apart cooling-wise. And yep, I think it's just a bit disappointing, actually, because the more I reflect on that Overpass game, the more I'm just like, what more did MIBR need to do to win that game? Obviously, going into Vertigo, we might have expected better, but it just kind of fell flat.
It's interesting with the pauses as well, because I believe we saw MIBR using up all of their pauses in the regulation of Overpass. So I'm wondering whether that's kind of that mental game of maybe Kogu wanted to have a pause left in one of those 3 overtimes that we saw, but obviously didn't have any at his disposal. So I don't know, that's just throwing something out there random.
You have to remember, he wasn't a coach. He's just taken this role on now. He was obviously even a player for a long time in CSGO, just at the lower levels. So he has to adapt himself to this game. I'm sure as a coach, you just start watching the game yourself and you just pull in for people. But the difference is, on Overpass, I got it, because they had control of the game. If anything, they're not the ones who wanted to cool the game down there. Everything was going their way. They were probably loving that Fnatic weren't calling them. But I agree, on the Vertigo match there, even as an observer, about a third of the way into the half, you were like, someone pause it right now. This tempo is terrible. You're never going to get anything, especially when you never get the opening kill, like you say. So that gift that you were getting on Overpass, you never got on Vertigo.
Yeah, and then that was something else that JW was saying too, was in that interview with Monty earlier. He was saying they'd actually poured so much time and energy into the pick of MIBR, which when you looked at Fnatic's ban, you presumed, it was probably going to be Vertigo coming into it. So was there anything that you particularly saw from the Fnatic side that was really, really catching MIBR off guard?
The surprising part about Fnatic on Vertigo is they've had consistently really good CT halves. And for me, Vertigo, just as a map in general, is very, very even on both the sides. Actually, probably edge it very slightly to the T side.
Sure.
And even from watching Fnatic on the CT side, they don't look incredible to me. It's not like they're making incredible reads or always getting ramp control. So I question whether it's the sort of aspect where, because of how Vertigo plays, it kind of just drops to fundamentals because there isn't really anything else on the map to do. So maybe it just comes down to the trading, to the team play, to the comms. Maybe it's been a bit of an issue in the past, but certainly in this game, everything was firing on all cylinders. So maybe that's an aspect to consider. I think in general for Fnatic, in terms of their map pool, bringing Vertigo and Train into their map pool in the last few months has done absolute wonders for them, kind of turning around this decline they've had since we went on to the online era. So I don't know, at this point, Fnatic's map pool is really hard to criticise after seeing this series.
Yeah, it was something that Christine brought up as well, the fact that they've begun to, not pick it into Vertigo necessarily, but float it. They're not banning it out as well.
Sure.
She saw that as a huge advantage for them coming into it. And you brought up an interesting point about Virtus Pro. Going forward, that's going to be their next challenge. Map pools incredibly similar between these two teams.
And especially when you consider, so before today's matches, you would say, well, I'd obviously pick Overpass in a Virtus Pro. Look at them, they look terrible against Mad Lions.
Not anymore.
Looked awesome today against Big.
Yeah.
Then you go over the other side, Virtus Pro's own pick against Big was obviously the Vertigo, and then they look terrible. So it's not like you're just going to pick it straight into Fnatic. So I actually expect this might be a scenario with the amount of money on the line and the prestige of the match, you get into the final automatically if you win.
Yeah.
This is the scenario where typically, at least on the VP side, you just agree to a handshake and you play the Inferno, the Overpass, whatever it might be is the third one. Like you just say, we'll just play the standard maps. Like I don't think you're going to get the crazy like Train pick out of nowhere. I don't think you do that in that kind of a big money match.
Well, we'll be seeing going forward what more Fnatic will be bringing. But before we do that, we've got to check in with one of the Fnatic members. It's Brollan, I believe, on the line with us. Congratulations, man. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Really tired, actually, but got a win in the end, so it feels good.
I can imagine, because that first map was the longest map that we've seen here at Flashpoint 2 in this season. So could you tell me about that third overtime that we saw of you guys, obviously getting those 4 rounds consecutively to get out that clean win? Can you tell me exactly what you were focusing on after that incredible long slog of a match?
I mean, after the first map, we kind of knew how they were playing. We started to know what they were doing and stuff, and I think it was a hard match, a long match on Overpass, and I think we came into the second map very prepared, and we knew much more about and how they're playing and stuff. So, yeah.
Can you give us any insight onto exactly what you saw from MLBR on Vertigo? Because we heard from JW earlier that you guys had spent a lot of time specifically preparing for this. So where were the key focuses for you guys on that second map?
I think we just say to the guys that we need to be be ready for everything, especially pushing smokes, doing the W gaming, and just be ready for these fast rushes and stuff on the mid area and B sites. So that's most left part.
Right, Brollan, obviously you've been in Fnatic a couple of years now, but you weren't there in the old days when they were in the majors. So, what was it enjoyable on that Overpass game to get some prime Just Flusher things going on? He was bringing out the old bullshit where he just gets away with it every time in the clutches.
Yeah, I mean, Flusher doing Flusher things, I think, but yeah.
You got any questions, Alan?
So at this point, I think for a lot of us, Fnatic now have to be the tournament favourites. So at this point, going into a match versus VP, and then potentially later in the tournaments, if you're hitting a big or an OG coming up through the lower bracket, what do you guys expect from internally from Fnatic? Is this now your tournament to lose with now you're in this position where you probably should be beating VP? So what are your thoughts going forward? Can anybody beat Fnatic to win Flashpoint?
I mean, it's hard to say, but the main goal is to win tournament, of course. But I think Virtus Pro have been playing very good lately. But we haven't played them with the new lineup, I think. So it will be a tough match for sure. But hopefully we can bring the table and win.
Right, everyone keeps raving about this kid from Latvia called Yakindra, who's done nothing. He's just an onliner. He plays in this team that doesn't even know how to play Counter-Strike. Right, you're a mad aimer. You're way better than him. You've been in finals of tournaments, won some. You're going to shut this guy down when you play him, right? You're just going to show him the real class of Brollan.
I mean, we knew how to shut solo players down. I think pretty good. So we just try to do the same we always do when we prepare for teams. So
I wish you guys could have seen the pain on Maui's face over there, Yakinda's father, when Thorin was saying that.
He didn't even believe in him. He could have picked him today. He didn't do that at all.
No,
so
to
listen,
be fair,
actions are what matter more than words.
Yeah.
That's all. Let's face it. We all know that.
we'll get some words from Maui in a minute. But Brollan, thank you very much for taking the time to have a chat with us. Cannot wait to see what you guys will bring for the remainder of Flashpoint, and congrats on that win again.
Fuck up your kinder.
Thank you.
Toxic
Just
Duncan.
sowing the seeds. It's the way he didn't even like buy into the hype. He's like, yes, we'll shut the players down together as a
The thing
team.
is, you know that some of the Fnatic players are thinking that. Take a Crims or JW or Flusher.
Yeah.
They think they're just going to dump on him, to be honest. They think, he's never really played at this level and they're so experienced. So even though Brollan isn't showing it there, I can tell you internally that they would come in with so much confidence.
They're going to put your Kinder into what I call like the Team Liquid Nightmare Simulator, which is when you play against the Stars and they lurk everywhere on the map, and every time the instinct tells you to push that corner, there's a guy waiting on an off-angle.
Flush is just there every time.
They're going to be doing that all day long, mate.
James, what did you think of this one? After that first map being so long, pretty nuts to see it being so short on Vertigo.
Yeah, it was quite disappointing on Vertigo. I think stylistically I was expecting like a great matchup. I think we got that on Overpass. We could see the shortcomings again, which we've gone through already, but it was a bit of a blowout on Vertigo, which I wasn't expecting at all. So it's a shame. I was hoping for 3 maps because I think they all would have been fun, but at least we got one good one.
Yeah.
The third one would have actually been really crazy when you consider the tension of map 1, because I don't think either team was really loving going in a train.
No, well, even for MIBR, they've only ever played it once, and that was back at Blast well over a month ago now. So even from that perspective, Fnatic would have no idea what they'd come into that game. So maybe we're a bit disappointed we didn't see C.R.A.E, but Fnatic definitely deserve the 2-0 here in the end. Yeah,
100%. And of course, it isn't the last we're going to be seeing of either of these teams, as we were saying. Fnatic will be going on to face Virtus.pro. What are your thoughts on that one going forward, James?
I'm very distracted by your sparkly eyelids, Freya.
My sparkly eyelids, thank you.
I appreciate the sparkle.
That didn't even sound creepy. That was just sounded legitimately like a nice comment.
I do have sparkly
Okay, cool.
eyelids.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Amelia.
Yeah,
I love
The
the makeup
eyelids
artist.
part did sound a bit creepy. Why don't you just say eyes, James? Like, I like your eyelids.
You have great eyelids.
Oh, thank you,
What was your
James.
question? Sorry.
I was just
do you
asking you
think
what
of
you
the upper
thought.
bracket final?
Yeah.
I think that we're in for some good Counter-Strike. I know. I think we've got a good...
Really hype it.
Incredible
Come on,
analysis.
I'm doing my best here. I think that Virtus.pro, I think this tournament, they've been a hard... Like, after we saw the initial games, they've been a hard team to predict. They're one of my favorite teams to watch when they're playing well, but they've been struggling a lot. If they can bring their best game to that matchup, then I think it's going to be really exciting. I think the AWP war is going to be awesome. I think they're 2 very unique teams in their play styles, and you've got the likes of like Sanji on Virtus.pro, who you can't really compare to another player, the crazy things he gets up to, and obviously Fnatic are Fnatic. So I think the matchup is really interesting. The only question really is what Virtus.pro are going to turn up.
Yeah, and of course we can swipe on down to our lower bracket, because this isn't the last we're going to be seeing of MIBR. They're going to be coming up against Mad Lions in our lower bracket matchup. Then it's going to be Big versus OG as well, to find out who'll be making it to our lower bracket final and then potentially onto that grand final indeed. Any thoughts on these matchups?
I think that first one is really hard to predict, actually. They're very different teams, so it'll just be in terms of just a contrast of styles. I haven't really thought much about the map pool, but presumably we'll see Nuke maybe and Vertigo in that series. It's entirely possible with those 2 teams, so there's quite a lot of overlap certainly in the top of their pools, but I don't know, I'd find that one very hard to predict. I might even lean the way of Mad Lions, actually. They're probably actually a team I think they've been underrated in the playoffs. In that VP game, a lot of people forget now that VP's in the upper bracket final. I think Mad Lions are the better team in that upper bracket quarter final. They threw the game away on T-side. CT train
Yes.
in the end with refreshes. Ivy push, which was just absolutely awful. But yeah, Mad Lions, I think they probably are a sleeper team that could potentially get some more upsets in this tournament.
The main thing for me is that I think it will be entertaining because they're both aggressive on their CT side.
Yeah.
And I think that just makes for a really fun game. Similar to what we just saw today, I think we're going to see some great Counter-Strikes. It's just going to create great opportunities for flanks and individual flare and multi-frags and so on, and that's the stuff that I'm here to see and enjoy.
It's going to be great CS going forward. Something that's not so great, and I have to do, unfortunately, as part of this broadcast, is recap our Pinnacle predictions leaderboards. Myself and Duncan will be hanging our heads in shame right now, apart from actually Yuumi is now below me, so that makes me a lot happier as a person. But James, something that makes you happy.
Closing the gap gradually.
Slowly, very, very slowly, Duncan.
That's how I do
unfortunately.
it. I just like to go slow, but at the end, I always deliver a nice, happy ending.
Well, James is...
All right.
I was going to say James.
That one. My book of massage in a 100-mile
There you
radius.
go. There you
Jesus.
go.
Especially face down. Anyway,
That's the only way I do it, James.
I guess Maui put more chips on that second game.
Yeah, he did. He did.
To be catching up. Impressive performance there. But,
Just
I think VP fucked a lot of us here,
Yeah.
to be
I was
honest.
100% on every match until this first one today.
Yeah.
So
Listen, I've been setting
that.
this up the whole way. Have I not been saying from the beginning of yesterday, basically, I said, here's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for Mad Lions and OG to be underdogs, which they're both probably going to be in tomorrow's games.
Okay.
And I'm going hard into both. So y'all are just going to pick the favourites and think that the teams in the upper bracket are going to win. And I'm going to start sneaking on up NASCAR style, drafting behind. That's all I know about NASCAR, except that you just drive left and people die all the time. That's, that's about all I know. Probably the best parts. And then I'm just going to gradually go. And it's only in the last day that I'm going to overtake and win.
Okay.
Days of Thunder.
Well, that's enough Counter-Strike for us today, I think. Now we've got some real fun to be getting in with. We're going to be doing our brand game. Yet again, we saw James Bardolph subject to being the painter the other day, where we were creating an organisation.
Maybe don't take 10 minutes this time around. I tuned in. It was lasted a long time.
I think it was longer than 10 minutes, actually. It's going on forever.
Let's get some speed
Let's
into
get
it.
him in then. Let's get Maui in. Maui's going to be joining us this time. You're going to be painting. Lovely shirt, Maui.
Thank you.
Can you tell us where you found that?
This is Stussy. This is just that, Stussy brand.
Nice. Never heard of it. Great.
It's a classic streetwear brand.
I know.
Okay.
It.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got you.
I'm not cultured enough.
I also like rap
evidently.
music.
It's like one of the first streetwear brands ever.
Stussy. You know that lyric?
By Sean Stussy, one of the original streetwear founders, Just
So where are we going with this one this time? What we're going to do, just so the viewers at home know, we're going to be making our own organisation with the logo, the name. We did start
3
brainstorming.
stars. So here's what we're thinking of, the kindergarteners.
your kindergartners.
Because you can have a little garden angle, your
Kindergarten,
work it in.
yeah.
He's a little sprout you're helping to grow.
Or
Where are we going else?
you said something about cold shower.
It could be, it's got to be VP or your Kinder as
Yeah.
the start. So anything off your Kinder will, of course, have the cold shower stuff. So we could try and work that in, but it might be a bit
Something
long
about cold
for
showers.
Okay, so let me see where am I going with this.
Okay,
Let me-
so just
let me
to
get some
preface
colors
this
first,
as
yeah.
well, we're going to be doing
basically what we
something
want
else.
is Maui in a shower, taking a cold shower, struggling to force an erection down while your kinder frags out of control on a monitor in the background.
Not too much to ask for there, Maui.
Oh my
Very easy.
God.
I think that's reasonable. To paint. Now, can you paint in real life?
We're gonna take a.
These are all stuck.
We're
Okay, I
going to
gotta
leave
put
you
new
to
ones
do
in.
your own thing, Maui, as
Has he
well,
got a
because we've
bad
got
brush
something
again?
else to do.
No, the brushes seem better this time, but okay, what colors are you guys feeling for this one?
Ooh.
What colour do you paint an
All right,
erection?
let's bring these over. Let's bring these over.
Colour do I paint in?
What colour do you paint an erection in?
I mean, obviously the end has to be bright red.
Greens. All right.
There you go, this one for the end.
We've all been in public
God.
toilets
Are we,
before.
are we
We've all
talking
seen-
And then
veins?
for the shaft, we'll have that
This is a
one.
great British tradition. If people
going.
don't know, it's a great British tradition that you go into a public toilet, or frankly almost any kind of men's toilets, and there's just graffiti on the walls. Just dicks, everything, meet here after 7 p.m. or whatever.
Glory holes, yeah.
Pick a
for the whole
color.
lot.
Pick a
I
color.
used to think this is really inappropriate for church, but, whatever.
Pick a color, Thorin. What do you want to see in this?
Like this one, isn't this the sort of like shite colour that Hinder's flag is? It's sort of like
God.
horrible grey, dark
Isn't it?
mess.
No, it's red, isn't it? Latvia.
Oh, it's like some sort of like...
It's like purplish, almost, or like
I'm colourblind.
Give him
so
a
I don't know
purple
what it
then.
is, but-
Give him a
I'm
purple.
pretty sure it's like a dark
Yeah.
red colour and white.
yeah.
I thought it was grey.
I
or
don't know if
something.
there's really.
I've
There's no
got
real
confirmation in
promo.
my ear that it's burgundy.
Burgundy, yeah.
Do we have
I mean,
burgundy?
you could mix.
Yeah, I'm gonna mix. I am gonna mix.
You're actually going to mix?
Yeah, I'll do
James didn't do
scarlet
this.
and ultramarine. We're gonna
I
use
could
both.
barely
of
use the brush, Freya. There was no mixing to be done.
All right,
I was
let me
even
try.
confused by the wood thing.
I believe
there.
lovely tech man
That
Ollie
ties into
washed the
theme,
brushes.
because
so
actually Maui ended up getting confused by the whole wood thing as well. That's how this premise came about. Oh, you kinder. Oh, the aim. Oh, it's just too good.
The aggression.
You are my new, whatever, Grim.
Floppy.
You are the Latvian Grim.
All my children. All my children.
Okay, right. Whilst we leave Maui to paint, we've got something else to be doing. It's Thorin or not Thorin. So we're gonna leave Maui to
It's a
do
game
his
I play
thing.
every
We'll
morning in the mirror. Usually choose Thorin, believe it or not.
well, let's see. Let's bring them up because I believe we've got some tweets ready. And put my glasses on so I can
And
actually
you know
read.
my tweets bang like a morph.
Okay, what have we got? Everyone raved about Stewie 2K's epic all pods in B and Skadoodle not being a bot for a few maps, but Tarek was the reason C9 won the major in my book. He had the impact plays in the lift. I need stronger glasses. When FaZe seemed destined
Yes.
to crawl over the line. And then B, FaZe shitting the bed on T Inferno gifted C9 the Boston major title. Stop acting like this Tarek led Cloud9. It's the second coming of Christ. Morons. Which one is Thorin?
This is tough, and I am Thorin.
It's easy for me. I think.
Isn't
I'd
the
say it
first
was
one
B.
too nice?
Yeah, it's
Too long as well.
Yeah.
It's too long.
I think you would have put an
Do you
indentation.
want me to tell who's right or wrong? Because I can tell you for all these.
There's too many words in
I have
there.
a great memory for it. You ready?
And it's not offensive enough.
Which one? Are you all saying no to A?
I'm saying no
Yeah,
to
I'm
A.
saying no to A.
Right, I'm going, because it's definitely A's mine. A is definitely
Really?
mine.
Fuck.
I wrote
Wow.
B.
This
It's going to be hard.
So I knew it wasn't B,
See,
but
that actually was a compliment there, because you have to
Yeah.
realise they won the tournament, James. I don't diss the tournament.
Shitting the bed is definitely something.
I wouldn't
That's what we're saying.
The B was quite in the vein. He did a good job with it, actually.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe
I
that.
picked a
It's the
sentiment that I knew
morons.
you held that
Yeah.
it was a pretty big
And I do
pro.
think anyone who thinks that the second comment cries are morons. So there you go. Right, go ahead.
Okay.
Read
Okay.
it
To
again.
read them since I'm closer.
Bragging about how fucked up you got the other night is one of the more pathetic things you can do. Or B, it's one thing for fans to do it, but journalists who are blatantly biased in favour of their region are just pathetic.
I think B is him. I know I'm pretty confident B is him in this one. To be honest, from knowing Duncan's opinions on having mad biases
I
about
think
regions and
both are
stuff.
possible.
They are.
Both are possible. Definitely like stream of consciousness tweets are out there.
Yes.
So I'm really kind of torn about this one because
Oh, I really don't know.
You've done a good job on the fake tweets,
Yeah,
haven't you?
yeah. Whoever did this one, props.
this is a tough one. I don't know what to pick here.
I would say B.
I'm going with A.
You go with A?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't really
you got
know
the
though.
deciding
B,
vote.
yeah.
I'm a bit lost.
I'll say
B?
B.
I'm pretty sure it's B. I'm pretty sure it's going to be B.
Yeah, there we
Shit.
go.
0 for 2,
I feel
man.
like
The sad thing about
It
this
was
is I thought
Maui's.
people were going to struggle. I thought people were going to have a hard time, but the problem is, because obviously everyone follows my Twitter, like I'm just like a voice incessantly in the back of your mind, like some sort of fucked up
Radio.
alternate personality or something, you know. So everyone has that like way of speaking in the back, like, oh, they can tune into it.
Imagine.
Exactly.
oh yeah.
Flag going already.
Okay, that being flag.
Yeah, we
I'll
got
put flames around it on fire.
I'm not going to do that for you,
Me
Kinder.
urinating from a high height onto it.
Oh, here we go. Close-ups. Look at this
Okay,
now.
there we go. Okay, there you go.
Oh yeah.
No,
there we go.
but actually, guys, I got the flag going. What
Right.
else did you want?
Wait, did you blend? You blended the colours?
Yes, I
Look at
did.
this shit.
Yes, I'm
Thought she
Bob
looked
Ross
pretty
with this
accurate,
shit.
didn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Who's this guy? He's had help. Who's behind the desk?
I'm just Bob Rossing over here, you know.
There's another one up
What else do
there,
you guys
guys.
want, though? No, tell me,
There's
please.
one- right.
We want a shower on
Alan
it
has
somewhere.
to read this one, I think, because he hasn't
Yeah,
read
go
it
for
yet.
it.
So go on, Alan.
First one is Twitter is not an AMA. You are not obliged to give time wasters and the, well, actually, crowd your valuable energy and time. That's A. And then B is, it's bloody disgusting how I have to spend my valuable time informing these worthless plebs of how much better than them I am. Makes me dislike them even more, really.
I feel like bloody disgusting is someone
Yeah.
someone international would write,
Yes.
trying to be
Be British.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bloody disgusting. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever heard Duncan say that.
Yeah, I'm going with A.
Here's what we're
Or
going to
even
do.
the word bloody.
What are you going with?
I'm going with A.
What are you going with, Alan?
I think I'll go with A
Like, here's
for
the
this
thing.
one.
I'm not only going to tell you which one it is, but I think that I think someone like Monty or Semler must have written B, because I agree with your
Yeah.
logic. I never say bloody unless I'm
Yeah.
doing like a red bloody or whatever.
Bloody
Unless I'm doing the red eye.
disgusting. Yeah.
So it's A, definitely. Come on.
It was Anders. Anders
There we
wrote
go.
that one.
There we go.
Okay.
And sadly only knows British culture from like Monty Python or something, so he's like trying to
Yeah.
get in that vein, isn't he?
Bloody hell, chap.
Okay, let's bring another one up. James, do you want to do the honours this
Sure.
time?
A is Hobbit living up to his name as a creature who won an unlikely victory in a foreign land, returned home and faded into obscurity for the rest of his life. And B, people talk shit on the LOTR Hobbit moves for using the Eagles Deus Ex too much, but dragons in Game of Thrones are a fucking joke, mate.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
I would side with A.
I don't even understand
I
B.
think it's B, actually, on this one, yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think Hobbit faded that quickly. And presumably this would have, if it was real, be tweeted fairly soon after PGL Krakow. So, and I do know
then
Duncan
what
is
did they
pretty
do?
tilted by how Game of Thrones ended
Right.
and the jokes and that.
So
So
going with
I'll take B.
I'm going with A.
What are
I'm
you
going A.
Right, it is B, but I actually do think that Monty was the one who wrote A, because he tried to work in the theme, I reckon, is it right?
It was Monty.
The Hobbit angle. Like, that's the problem, he got too clever. Like, even when he was trying to pretend to be someone else, he couldn't stop being a narcissist and being himself. So he had to show off that he knew what the Hobbit was about. Like, that's the mistake, mate. I know that people know what I know the Hobbit's about. My name's Thorin, for fuck's sake. It's all right.
Let's bring up another one.
Just roasting
if
Monty
we
now.
have
Fuck
one.
it. Let's go. Here we go. Let's see.
Best kebab in downtown Stockholm, ? Classic style only, please. No healthy shit. I guess no pressure wasn't the last thing Logic was dropping. Beak face. Who are we going with?
I'm so fucking lost with
This
these.
one's
like,
really hard because we
Okay.
do know that Dundgren does tweet about kebabs.
You do
A
love a
decent
kebab.
amount.
Shall I throw something in there just to see
Go
if it
for it,
affects
go
things
for
one
it.
way or the other? Obviously, I'm not going to say which is, but I will say, if you're wondering why would I reference like Logic, it's because he actually did do like a track on like LCS or something this year when they had like the studio broadcast. He was like doing like a performance. So it's not impossible I could have tweeted about him, even though I don't normally tweet about just
But
like,
the
you know,
kebab-
I think I maybe saw the tweet. B.
Which one? B.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think maybe I saw some mention of Logic or
I
something.
think A's almost right. I think they might have switched a few words out.
The only reason I'm really siding with A is because you asked me why kebabs are so shit in Reading, and that's where I come
behind
from.
the scenes
Yeah.
info.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for B here. Yeah, I think A is almost true, but they kind of fudged it.
I've got to go with A, so you've got the decider,
Yeah.
James.
I am going with B, but I don't really know.
Go for it. Let's see. Reveal.
I think it is.
Oh, it was A! Believe in the kebab guys.
Who wrote this one then?
Hey,
You-
losing!
Yumi wrote the fake one.
B's not
Pretty
bad
good
actually.
bait.
That's not bad actually.
Yeah.
That's not a bad angle. Because he also got you with the little beak face as well.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to get baited by
Yeah,
that.
I
It's
know.
too
But
easy.
he tried to get you on it though.
God damn it.
Is that all of them?
Let's
think there's
have
a bunch more, isn't there,
There's a couple
actually?
more, but we're going to check in with your painting
Here's
now
the
because
shower.
you've got a shower going
Oh
on.
no, that means a bonus coming.
Yeah, what did you guys want taking a shower?
Well,
I got the shower.
Obviously, it starts with cold showers, but you're hoping it'll be upgraded to a golden shower as usual, right, Maui?
Me and you, Kinder, we bonded in different ways.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't understand, but I'm fine with that. To be honest.
Just Google it later.
Yeah, I don't think I want to know.
Just Google it.
But actually though, I need something for this space, guys. What was the name of the team? Ya Kindergarten?
Yeah, you can go. I mean, there's no
Oh, cold
garden
showers,
now, is there?
you know.
Cold
Yeah.
showers?
Yeah,
But I got
cold
the Latvian
showers.
flag here.
Your kinder cold showers.
Ya Kinder shower.
Your Kinder's cold showers.
Ya Kinder's cold shower.
Yeah,
All right.
Make it a bit more
Yeah.
ambiguous.
Sure.
Also sounds like Get Right's talking about a player from 100 Thieves. YKS.
Yeah, guess.
See what I did there?
Oh,
bad.
look at them. Together in harmony, our two organisations. Maybe we should put it up on Twitter afterwards. Which one would you rather play for? Which
I
one
know
would you
which one
rather not play for?
I know which one I wouldn't play for.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere near the showers, that's for sure.
You'd rather go for the sexy snakes.
I'll go for the poles, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Let's
Polls
bring
over
up
showers.
another tweet whilst we're at it. Do you want to take this one, Alan?
The first one is TSM could use a little Reggie side, and the second one is how Reggie hasn't tried selling his own crypto to TSM fans. It's beyond me. They'll buy any old shit.
Both bangers, by the way. Both bangers. I like both of them, to be fair.
Ooh, it's a tricky one because
I don't know.
know,
B's entirely possible because all this Gen G coin stuff.
Yeah.
So it is possible they could make their own cryptocurrency or something. I think it's A. I think it's A.
You think the
here.
real one is A?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to side with you. on
I'm
that.
not even picking, it's just like
You have to pick, James. You could just side with us.
A.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Here's
A?
the thing.
Was it A?
I actually did this like a day ago or something. So it was actually B, yeah. I just did it recently.
The fake one was Monty. GG Monty. You
I have
fooled
made a
us.
regicide joke before, though, obviously just because you call Reginald and that's like, you know, killing of the king or whatever. So I've done a joke like that before. So Monty actually probably just stole my old material there.
I believe we've got
That's what you
two
want to
more. Oh, we've got a photo with it as well.
What's going on here?
Listen, these are both bangers as well, if I'm being honest.
They're
Look at
so
them.
good.
I think I know which one this is because I kind of saw it somewhere.
You kind of saw it somewhere.
So I'm going to...
Okay,
I'm out.
I'll read them out just so we can get into the flow of it. Astralis fanboys just keep eating Nikolai Nyholm's
That meme is a
bullshit
banger,
up.
innit?
Astralis fanboys and Nikolai Nyholm's
I think I
bullshit.
know which one is real.
Oh,
Freya,
Alan's
so
going to
you
be able to
guess.
guess here.
I think I know which one it. Well, I think I remember it. So Freya, you
Okay.
guess, and
Yeah,
I'll
go on.
Okay.
I'll lead
Let him
out.
go last.
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe B is real just because of how you reacted when that came up.
Yeah, I think I actually remember B, and yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure it is
in
B
the
here.
back of my
But
brain.
A is a very
You
good,
agree?
a very good attempt.
Except, I don't know anything about SpongeBob SquarePants. Mate. There's no way I'd be using that meme. I'd be using some meme from like Back to the Future or some shit in the 80s, wouldn't I? You know, when I actually used to watch
Obscure
TV.
VHS references.
Exactly. There's
makes
no way I'd have
sense.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Makes sense because
What's funny,
Hawker made
though,
that one. So
was-
there we go.
That's Hawker's generation
Yeah,
there.
on
The lost
brand.
generation, I call them.
Well, I'm out. We got one more. Let's see
Probably never
which
even
one
seen
this
the real
is.
Mad Max, have you?
James,
Hawker.
you want to take this last one?
Sunlight and no porn will fix almost all instances of male depression, and you're out of your mind if you think otherwise. Vitamin D and going outside on daily walks, decreasing stimulation, increased testosterone, all scientifically improve mood. Or B, reading the excuses on Reddit of NIP fans for losses is like porn to me.
Both good again. Both good again.
That's fucking amazing.
This one's very tricky, isn't it?
I
B
think
is
it's an insta B for me.
Yeah, I'm erring on that side.
A is just a bit too long,
not sure
really,
why,
isn't it?
though.
And B, I mean, if this is presumably in
A looks like a troll, proper
2015
troll.
or 14 or something, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's B.
By the way, I've got a question. Of the people writing them, did Susie write any of them?
She didn't. No.
Right, because I'm trying to think, because it is definitely B. But I think A was written by. It has to be either like Semler or Susie.
I wrote that.
You wrote that one
I wrote
because he
that
was
one.
trying to he's trying to take the sort of tweets I like retweet and like combine them in
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
So 'cause-
yeah.
But you went too exhaustive with the whole thing of like, there's no way I would write like 50 things like that. Again, I would just go nice.
You
and
go with the
pithy,
walks.
like that. Just watching people complain porn to me.
Yeah, you would just do the walks.
Well, GG, guys. That's enough Thorin or not Thorin. I'm sure we'll have another segment.
You got a
on
lot
that
wrong.
Again.
You got a lot wrong.
Yeah, we did.
I got
Not
a
GG. Bad.
shitload wrong.
BG.
Yeah, it wasn't great for me.
No. And something else that isn't going to be great for us is how the painting is coming along.
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty straightforward. Latvian flag.
Nice.
And then let's get a close up here. Let me turn this more.
Oh, no,
Are
they
we
got
good?
it.
We
They got
good?
it.
We
They
got
got it.
Okay, we're good. So Latvian flag, cold shower, Yakinder, cold shower.
You can the cold shower.
I could put something up here in the last second, but what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking?
Bronze medal or something.
A bronze medal for third place? We can mix some colors.
We're also going to have a jersey as well. Shout out to Jacob
out,
for
Jersey.
doing that. We'll have that in just a second.
I have to
Does
say,
that like rap music?
I'm most impressed that you mixed the colors and you made a nice color.
Oh, look at the
So I appreciate
the
that.
gradient here that I went for. I don't know if you guys can see that well enough, but I
Oh,
did a little bit of a
yeah.
gradient here where it's kind of more purple and it becomes blue, you know.
Very nice.
Rainbow
Was
art taught me that
Was that
one.
a
That's
mistake?
attention to
Did you
detail.
use
Was
the
there, like,
paintbrush?
excess paint on the
Yeah.
brush?
To be
Or was
fair,
that-
listen, he's
sure we-
working on another level of thematic like imagery there. So it starts off purple and it becomes more blue as you're in that shower. This guy's fucking on another level.
I'm killing it, aren't I?
Again, the erection, in case I had to spell it out for you.
I knew what you meant. I just wasn't going to react to it.
You will react to my jokes. Check your contract.
Yeah, I know.
fine print.
Page 6, clause 4.
FYI, I am referring to human erection.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, let's take a look and see if that appeared on the jersey as well. We can see the logo there. Let's see what Jakob has come up with for
Oh, wow.
the jersey. Wow, okay.
That's actually too good.
That's tidy.
That's better than the current Dignitas jersey. And less embarrassing to wear.
That's pretty good. It's
Yeah,
a pretty tight waist.
I
oh no,
rate
it's got
that.
the white thing.
No,
Okay.
yeah, that's what.
You've got to have
Very
the
tapered.
hourglass
Lost.
figure to wear the
Lost in that
jersey,
for a
you know.
second.
Oh, what's going on here? Maui, what are you doing?
Thorin said bronze medal. We're going gold because
Oh.
Yakinder's winning this
See?
whole event.
I knew there was going to be something golden involved with this by the end.
We're going all the way.
Your kinder's going to experience a golden shower when he plays that upper bracket final, man.
Who's going to give it to
pissed
him?
on by the best new generation IGL of his generation. Whatever. I said generation 2 times.
That's going to be an interesting match.
It is going to be an
Should be
interesting
great.
match. Yeah.
I just really hope VP turn up and it's
I hope it's just a
competitive.
good match at this point
Yeah.
in time. Let's have a 3-mapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's pretty good.
Are you done then, Maui? Can we
One
wrap this
last
up?
thing. Gotta
Let's
give
get
a little-
Let's get the last little details going on.
This is how he wears it around his neck, the sash, you know.
See, because in Flashpoint, we give animals medals, not like A New Hope. Deep reference cut there from the 1970s. Chewbacca, he's an animal. Oh, that's one of those animals' rights guys, are you? Fucking hell.
Obviously
Give me
not.
something, whatever.
Yeah, Alan.
Stop picking on the Wookiee, right?
All right.
There's a lot I could have gone with there. There's a lot I could
It
have
looks
gone
like a
with.
pair of headphones.
That's perfect.
That's the finishing touch.
I'm very satisfied with this.
It's a pair of headphones on an
Lovely.
orange.
Yakinder.
There you go. Nice work.
Yakinder.
We should get this up on Twitter. Make sure you go and vote for which team you would rather play for.
Oh, for the one you did before on
Yeah,
today's?
the sexy Maui snakes, courtesy of James Bardoff. Thank you very much
Did
for
my
that.
best. That's literally the best I could do. I'm not an illustrator.
To be fair, asking you to draw sexy snakes with a bikini
On poles
on.
with bikinis, yeah.
It
I
was
didn't
a
have
bit
much to work with.
We
Yeah,
did it,
it's a bit-
Yakinder. We did it. We're doing it.
It's a bit difficult.
Oh, there we go. We got the versus
Oh,
as
wow.
a jersey
If you wanted
as
to draw
well.
a snake on the poles, why didn't you just draw Taz? You've seen him loads of times.
Oh no.
Think about it, Alan. Think about it. There's another
I
was going to say, I love the hot pink.
It's a nice pop.
Very sexy as well.
It's a nice pop.
Very on brand. Look at this.
There you go.
But aside from that, we've got to get back to the CS, and I believe we can take a look
What's
at
going
our
on now?
upcoming bracket for tomorrow to take a look at our schedule for exactly what's going to be happening there. Of course, we've got more elimination games coming up. MIBR versus Mad Lions kicking off at 2 p.m. GMT. Then it's going to be Big versus OG at 5 p.m. GMT as well. And of course, the blind spot again.
Can we just bring attention to the bottom there, the SoundCloud link for the mixes
Yes.
during the
Some
breaks?
bangers on this, aren't they?
They are awesome.
Absolutely
They are really, really
bangers.
good, and you should definitely check those out. Definitely.
100%. And of course, check out the Counter-Strike tomorrow as well. Make sure you're joining us back here. Maui, are you content after that day of painting, day of analysing?
I think when we look back at Sexy Maui versus Yakinder Cold Shower, I have a stake in both of these, of course. But let's just put them side by side briefly here. Let's see. Let's get the camera on them.
Yeah, move it back a bit.
Is there okay?
Wow,
there we
you're
go,
really
there
not
we
smart,
go.
are you? There's
So-
definitely space for both of them
So
on
type
the fucking
type
easel.
1 in Twitch chat if you like Sexy Maui better. Type 2 in Twitch chat if you like Yakinder Cold Shower better.
There we go. That's how we'll make the votes. But
Good.
you don't really lose either way, Maui.
Exactly. This is the best contest for me because it's either my drawing or a drawing about me. So
There
it's
we
kind of
go.
egotistical. I don't know. This is
It's
becoming
nice
a lot.
to get to finally win something, Maui, because...
Oh, James, if you just keep going the safe bet all the time.
Okay.
Where you at, baby?
Mr. Go safe bet all the time. That's you. Just doing the safe thing all the time.
It's not my fault
No guts in
that I
your
have
bets.
all the points.
You need to show me you really need it. Show me you really need to earn it.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me. Thank you so much for your artistic flair. As always, Maui, pleasure to have you guys joining us here on The Blind Spot. And thank you guys at home so much for taking the time to chat with us as well. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Before James's head takes up too much of the camera, we will say bye-bye for now.
Erections.